Apparently, Marjorie Taylor Greene has realized that she is, in fact, an idiot. Marjorie Taylor Greene has backtracked, and this backtrack, by the way, has earned her the scorn and derision from MAGA world. But during a recent interview on Real America's Voice, Marjorie Taylor Greene actually said that she no longer wants to release all of the January 6th footage to the American public, because she is afraid that if the full footage is released, then people are going to see people on the video and report them to the FBI like, hey, you missed Mr. Smith walking around here. He lives right next door to me. You need to go arrest him for being at the Capitol. In other words, all of those things that all of us said would happen if you release this footage that Marjorie Taylor Greene has been pushing for months to release to the public, she now realizes, wait a minute, y'all have got a good point. Here's the funny part. Before I even read her quote, let me just point something out, because this is what a lot of us have been saying, talking about releasing this footage that Republicans insist on releasing. The crime committed that day, and I'm not talking about property destruction, I'm not talking about the broken windows, the theft, the threats. The crime itself is literally being there in the building. So it doesn't matter if you were just one of the people who walked into the building, did a circle around the rotunda, and walked out. Being in that building on that day at that time is itself a crime. Now, most of the people who were charged with that have had their charges dismissed or, reduced to a plea deal, 20 hours community service, get out of here. But if we release that footage, there's a lot more people who maybe got away with it that, a lot of folks would be like, hold the hell up. That's my neighbor. This guy's a jackass. I'm going to report him to the FBI. And Marjorie Taylor Greene finally wised up to that after the rest of us were laughing at her for months for setting up her own supporters to possibly get arrested. But here is what Marjorie Taylor Greene had to say during that interview. This is our real concern with the videotapes. If we release these videotapes just widely for the public, number one, we put the security of the Capitol at risk because there's over 1,700 video cameras. Oh, okay, so she's like, we got to be safe for us. When you are already mocking everybody else, especially AOC, who said on January 6th that they feared for their lives. So now you agree that, yes, those people were dangerous and we have to protect the Capitol. Good to know. She continued. Number two, we also endanger many Americans that were simply standing on the Capitol grounds, maybe never even walked through the Capitol or committed any crimes, but they could have just walked further than where the barrier was, simply because the barrier was torn down by the time they got there. Oh, okay. So, you guys didn't even go in, but, you, walked a couple feet past the barrier. It doesn't smell right, Marjorie. And she continued, sedition hunters would spend every second of every day analyzing the videos in order to hunt innocent people that just stood on Capitol grounds on January 6th. Technically, there are no innocent people. That goes back to the point I said. Their presence there, on those grounds. It doesn't matter inside, outside. On those grounds, anywhere beyond the barriers, even if the barriers were knocked down, is trespassing on federal property and, of course, impeding an official proceeding of Congress. So 2 crimes you could get them with. And I don't disagree with you. And I support the sedition hunters, as you call them. Let's have them do that. Why don't you release that footage? And of course, she's worried these people obviously would be doxxed. Maybe their employers would know that they are harboring a January 6th participant in their building. But shouldn't people know that? Why do you suddenly think, Marjorie, that these people have anything to be ashamed of? You said yourself on Twitter that day, it's your 1776 moment. I thought y'all were proud. I thought you wanted to stand up to the tyranny. Oh, but when it comes time to face any kind of consequences, you want to slink away and remain anonymous, right? Because you're all deep down very terrified. That's what this is about. It's not just about, I don't want to release the footage. She realizes she was an idiot. But she also understands that these people who took part in what happened on January 6th know that it was wrong. She knows that it was wrong. And she knows that history, employers, law enforcement officials, none of them are going to be kind to the people identified in those tapes, which of course is why she doesn't want them publicly released, but she still wants them given out to 3 news outlets that of course just happen to lean a little bit conservative. So we'll get more selectively edited footage, but guess what, Marge? That ain't going to change what you're concerned about. We'll still be able to identify people who had not yet been identified by law enforcement officials, and I guarantee you release the footage to any conservative outlet at all and they show it publicly, you're probably going to result in at least a couple of people getting identified and having severe ramifications that otherwise would have gotten away with it had you not intervened. What happens to those idiots from this point forward is your fault. And I hope they remember that. Hey everyone, this is Aspen. And did you know that for the low cost of $0 per day, you can subscribe to the Fair and Balanced YouTube channel. We also encourage you to like, comment, and share. But again, click that subscribe button and help Aspen not be so grumpy.